Hi guys, it's your girl Meera and Min, and we got started before we press record. Min's eating something. I'm sitting here.
Chocolate.
There is nothing going on in celebrity world. Why is it so quiet today?
That was a lie. Barbara Streisand came out with a book that
Whatever.
nobody gives a crap about.
Apparently it's long awaited. Barbara Streisand. I feel like how juicy
Good for
was
you,
her,
Barbara. Oh,
how
look.
juicy was her
Look, I
life?
matched my drink today, you guys.
Still wine, guys. She's
It's
still
not
drinking.
wine.
I guess my only commentary for today in terms of the world of celebrity, it's not going to be about Barbara Streisand and her love affair with Justin Trudeau's dad, Pierre. You know how Oprah last week came out with her gift giving guide?
Oh, yeah. And the Telfar bags hit the.
And it made me mad because the Telfar bags were already hard to get and now it's even harder, will be even harder. I don't know if y'all know this, but the Kardashian-Jenner gift guide is out. And basically, I guess they did it last year too, but they do it under Poosh, PSH, which is Kourtney Kardashian's brand that no one gives a shit about. And anyway, but she uses the Kardashian-Jenner name. So it's apparently like pics from her and her sisters of what they think is so fabulous for this year. So anything, it ranges from a $2,500 sauna, in case you were wondering, because you know they don't have a $2,500 sauna in their shit. Their shit costs $20,000 and somebody put it in. You think they're buying a $2,500 sauna and putting it in their mansion? No, girl, no. To a $350 domino set. Now, true or false? How many assistants do you think were involved in curating this list?
All of them.
Because you know it's not them. It's not them.
All of them.
Come on, guys. Y'all don't have y'all.
Can we just hold on? First of all, let's be real. We're not really going to talk about this list. Can we talk for a second? Because you just brought up their assistants. I wonder how much their assistants get for Christmas bonuses.
I don't know, but I'm happy to refer to that article that came out 2 days ago or 3 days ago, maybe last week. I don't even know, sometime recently, about the assistants that's come and gone in a Kardashian-Jenner clan and what they have to sign up for and deal with in terms of Kris Jenner. So basically,
is it worse or better than Anna Wintour's?
I didn't read it. I didn't read it because I had just come off reading about one of Kim Kardashian's friends who she was on I guess I didn't read it, I heard it. And she was on a podcast recently and she's friends with Kim Kardashian's, but they started off as her being Kardashian's assistant from the beginning. So she was on the show early on. And then as time went on, she said, let's be clear, it wasn't a mutual parting. I got fired, but it was the best thing for me because I was ready to move on and do something more. And it was very obvious that I wasn't growing anymore in my career being her assistant. And she had a conversation with me. There were tears on both sides. And basically I moved on and I'm thriving. And so my question is, I can't even to this day remember her name. And I watched that interview. You're really thriving enough where you're getting interviewed on a podcast for you or because you were her ex-assistant? That's my thing, because you are still being photographed at her special events. You remained friends because she was hiring her friends at the beginning and whatever. So I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay, so going back, how much do you think their assistants get paid in Christmas bonuses? I guess I always refer to this sometimes in regards to, we see articles, but there was one time I saw an article about Beyonce giving her, I think her house cleaner or her maid, $40,000 bonus at Christmas time. If you're a kid,
she has one maid or more than one?
No, she probably has several. But if you're a Kardashian, how much are you giving your assistant in regards to
whatever queen mother tells you to give her or whatever she signs on her check? I don't know. First of all, the question is, who do you think is the most generous?
I think Khloe, for some reason. I don't know why. I think it would be Khloe who'd be the most generous. I think Kourtney would be like hoarding. And I think Kylie would be Kourtney or Kylie. I think the rest of them would hoard.
Or hoard?
Would hoard their money, like, and give the bare minimum.
I'm going to say that I think Kim probably has a certain amount that she gives based on their tenure and whatever, and it's very thought out. I would say Kris Jenner probably treats her assistant really well because he has to deal with her and her brood. I guess his name is Matthew Ryan, Kris Jenner's current and former assistant. I guess he was caught up in some drama with Kris Jenner back in the day because he used to work for Kris and he was executive assistant, but then he got started off from Taylor Armstrong, who's a real housewife, and then he went to work for Kris, and then Jeff Lewis stole him away. Ooh, and then he went back to Kris. Damn, the drama. Who are you, sir? Matthew Ryan, who are you? I want to talk to you. But Kris Jenner, I think she's probably generous. I would say Kylie's not. I would say Kourtney's not also. Just saying. Also, it's saying Jenner Communications. So maybe all the assistance is funneled through Kris Jenner for her daughters and gets paid from them, and she takes a chunk out of their money. That would make sense.
Rob has an assistant.
Poor Rob.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, we always talk about the girls, but like, what was the last time?
Does he need an assistant?
I don't know. What does he do?
Didn't he make socks or some shit?
Oh, yeah. Okay, the fact that we don't know or care really speaks volumes, in my opinion. Okay, so Meera, hold on. Let's go back for a second. Let's act like we're the cake. I don't want to act like
Stop it. Stop it. Khloé's former assistant sued her. He worked for her January 2019 to November 2022 and held the title of household assistant, also Matthew Manhard. He filed a lawsuit claiming that Khloé reportedly fired him after he was sidelined with an alleged knee injury. She responded via her lawyer saying, it's unfortunate to learn that a former employee would choose to go this route. He was properly classified and compensated for his role. And the lawsuit also claimed that he was not allowed to take breaks as he was given so much work to do, and also claimed that he was not paid for overtime hours he allegedly worked. And then she apparently said that he was on leave of absence for an extended period of time and the role eventually needed to be replaced. Wow. Okay. Anyways.
Wow.
So like, there's different levels of assistance. There's the personal assistance.
Yes.
There's the household assistance. There's childcare assistance. When I lived in Manhattan, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I had to pay my super, the porter, the handyman. I didn't have a doorman, but if I had a doorman, my friend used to actually have a list and she would like up it $10 every year. And she didn't want to she made sure she didn't forget. Like if I gave them 50 this year, I'm giving them 75 next year or whatever it is. And she's like, they'll remember. So she kept an actual log of what she would pay them in tip money. She would make, I think at the time, let's say she was making like $40,000 or whatever it was. She would literally get envelopes for every single person, like every single porter, every single handyman, every single person. And based on how much they helped her or not, if they didn't really help her much throughout the year, she'd give them $50. This is back then, probably more now. And if she felt like they did stuff for her throughout the year, even though she would tip them while they did it, she gave them more money. So some doorman would get like $200.
Wow.
I tip now because I've lived in this house and I'm like, it's always the same mailman. It's always the same UPS lady. It's always the same FedEx. And during the pandemic, I never used to be here to see it. And during the pandemic, I realized how hard these people worked. Yeah. And it was always the same people. They knew who I was. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to tip them and send a thank you note. And I did. And they were so grateful. Nice. So to this day, so 2020, 21, 22, and this year, my mailman gets like $100. My UPS lady gets $100. My whatever. It's a small price to pay for people who literally would bring all my freaking boxes during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All I did was order everything online. I was like, oh, I'm safe. I'm this and that. And they were like the people schlepping it. And then I have a kid in daycare and apparently I pay too much to the daycare people. The people who take care of my son, my sister told me I give
too much though.
That's the question here. So she lives in Florida and she has 3 girls. And she used to be like, I'd give them like a $20 gift card and like a gift or whatever. And I'm like, what? I paid this bitch $100 and the main teacher $200. Wow. And she's like, that's a lot. That's very generous. I'm like, they are with my kid every single day, all year long. They get their salary, but this is my child. The main teacher got $200. She was with him for a full year. So as I had that in the back of my mind, he switched rooms eventually. So he was with somebody for 6 months. So I gave them $100. And Actually, when people left in the middle of the year or like he left the classroom, I did tip them in the middle of the year. I'm like, why does it have to be Christmas? And I'm like, maybe I am too generous, but this is my child's life. Like,
Yeah, I was about to say.
it's my child. These mailmen and everything, like I get it. Maybe that's excessive, but this mailman's doing his job, but he will come down my driveway and give me my shit.
Oh,
A
that's
UPS
so
lady,
nice.
a UPS lady. How many Black UPS ladies knowing who? Oh, you're fine. Oh, look at you. I now know what you look like. How are you, Meera? Come on.
Oh, that's so nice.
I
That's
live in the
so
burbs,
nice.
guys. I'm not in Manhattan anymore. So I do tip my people. So I'm a generous tipper.
I did the same for when my kids were in daycare. It wasn't that much. Was it? No, it was $100, but it was 2 kids. But yeah, I'm with you.
$100 per person.
They went to daycare. Like
So
it
how
was
much?
in-home daycare.
Okay, yeah.
And
So
this was also 20 years ago.
he did the home daycare at first, but he kept getting freaking injured. And it was a woman who owned it, her sister and her mom. And I ended up giving them like $60 each. And because he was there for 6 months and I didn't know what I was doing. That was the first time and he was a baby. And I didn't even know how much to give. And that's how I was like, okay, it's $60 a month, $60 for each person. They were so happy because they don't expect anything, or at least that. And I bought them like a big thing of chocolates or whatever, but it's their home. And then when I took him out and he went to the other place, I was like, I feel so much better, bigger sense of security. My child is well taken care of compared to before, which I didn't know the difference. And I'm like, what's another $40 to me? I was like, what is $40 to me at the time? Like I spend that on stupid shit for my kid.
Yeah.
That's one time a year to add another $40 to $60. Give someone $100. If you get $100 bill as a thank you for watching someone's child, I'm like, there's only a couple things that can happen. One, not that they look at your child favorably, but maybe they do. I don't know. I don't care. Yeah. That's still my child getting favored. I don't care.
Yeah, I got it.
And 2, maybe my kid's a little jerk and they had to deal with him. They're like, oh, at least I got something out of it. Either one, they win. It's nothing off my back. I could afford it back then. Now, I don't know. Now I have a job again, so maybe I will do the same. Who knows? Maybe they talk about me at the daycare. God knows. You never know what these people are.
You don't know. The reality is you don't know. But that's still really nice. Okay, Meera, if you were making millions, KK money.
I tip my cleaning lady. She comes every 2 weeks. Do you know what I tip her?
$60?
No. I tip her. So she comes every 2 weeks and she cleans my house and I have a set price.
Right.
I give her as a Christmas bonus that as if she cleaned my house. I give her that. Like I give her an extra. So
free cleaning, basically. Like she gets the money of.
It's $220 is what I pay her. I give her an extra $220 on top of what I gave her as like a
That's
Christmas.
Really nice. That's really nice.
It is really nice. But she's also, because of that, she's so thorough at my house. When she comes, she's so friendly. She brings me food, guys. My cleaning lady cooks and brings it over. She is very methodical about her shit. Listen, you get what you pay for.
It's true. It's true. You do.
Do you know they always say people who don't have money are the most generous?
Yeah, it's so true, though.
You ever see those YouTube videos where they go to people to help other people, and the people who help them are the ones who used to struggle? To the woke and pretty listeners, I'm not made out of money. I don't have a lot of money. Trust me. But because I had more than somebody else and they're doing a service to me, I want to be generous because karma, baby.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I'm with you.
I'm not trying to be that human being that's being stingy and like begrudging somebody $20, or like sometimes I'm like, when I'm doing tips on restaurants, I'm like, okay, 20%. And I'm like, if I give them an extra $1 or $2 at the diner, that's 22 or 23%. What do I care about an extra $1 or $2? When the money really mattered, when I didn't have any money, that $1 or $2 really mattered to me. And it's going to matter to them. They're serving me food. Come on. I don't know. I just try really hard not to. I guess maybe I'm sounding like a privileged person, but I effing earned my place. I worked my butt off. And if I'm working my butt off and people are helping me along the way, my cleaning lady is cleaning my house. Yeah, I'm paying her for what she's doing, but she is taking care of my house. Yeah. These people are taking care of my child.
I'm with you.
Ask me how many packages I got lost in the past 5 years. Zero. No porch thief here, guys.
No
people bringing it to my door right over there to make sure I get my things.
Hold on. You also live in a really nice area, Meera.
Listen, I have a ring, and when you look at the ring, sometimes they'd be like, these people from this other town or from the Bronx come up to our nice neighborhood and look at them trying to open up the car doors. And sure enough, there are people put their hoodies on and they come and they try to open up the cars that are on the street. Of course I can imagine. I see it on the ring.
Oh, what?
But to me, what do I say to myself? Thank God I have a closed garage. That's what I say to myself. I'm like, thank God I don't have to deal with that thing, but you can live in a nice area and things still happen. I'm not saying it's from people from the outside. There can be like annoying teenagers that just want to do something wrong. You never know. But to me, the people who do the things that I don't want to do,
Yeah.
thank you. And
Yeah,
if I can
I'm with
give
you.
you a little bit more, if $10 is going to make you happy because you feel like you've gained something, go ahead. I'll
Yeah.
just not get Starbucks for a couple days. It's okay.
Yeah, I hear you. It's smart.
Do I sound like a privileged brat?
No,
I hope.
I don't think so. I guess we'll know in the comments.
Ew, you haters on YouTube. Let me tell you something. That's okay if you
Are we
come at
getting
me.
a lot of haters on YouTube?
No, we've had some love, but I'm just going to say, if you disagree with me and think I'm obviously talking from a privileged standpoint, I implore you to learn about my story. And I implore you to realize that just because I have money or I have some money, I don't got millions. I don't got hundreds of thousands laying around. I don't got my money. Okay. And I have more than, if I have it, I will share it, because these are the people who are around me. This is my community, and what you give is what you get.
Yeah, I agree.
I really believe that. I really believe that.
Totally agree.
So be generous for Christmas, guys. Come on, you get some time. And be nice. I hate when I go shopping for Christmas and people are obviously aggravated and stressed out. What world
That's
do you
what
live
makes
in?
Christmas shopping so much more stressful.
But here's the thing. If we all practice patience, we can all have an enjoyable experience, even if it's more crowded. Guess what? We're all trying to get to the same goal. We're trying to get our presents. And those people that are serving us at the stores, thank you. Because you don't have to help us. I know you're getting paid to, but you don't have to. Your life is horrible at this time, most likely, because you're working extra hours. You're trying to pay things down. You're trying to get your paycheck and you're trying to buy your presents too. We don't have to be mean to these people.
No.
We don't, just because they're getting paid to do something, we do not have to be mean to these people. Be kind.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Yeah, I agree.
I think about my mom working retail jobs when she first came here. And I think about, it's just, people are just so ridiculous as customers. You don't have to be that way.
No.
Trust me. If I know someone, I won't say who it is or how I know this person, but it's a guy, older guy. You don't have to feel like you have a one-up on everybody for everything, for every time. It doesn't have to feel that way. Just because someone's a service person, you were also a service person back in the day. Now you're not, but you don't have to put on airs.
No.
This person is still a human. If they take out their Walmart outfit, Target outfit, whatever outfit, they are next to you on the street. They are next to you on the subway. They are doing what you're doing. Yeah. We don't have to be mean to people just because of what they're doing for a job.
I agree.
So be kind. It'll make your heart rate go down if you let things go and just let it be. It'll be a more enjoyable experience for you. I promise you. And that little extra oomph in your niceness will make a difference in that person's probably shitty day. I had somebody send me something on LinkedIn today, guys. It was not nice, but I turned it around.
Somebody was mean to you on LinkedIn?
Oh, it was like I can tell you about it later, but it was like a weird thing. And then I realized, I was like, what's happening here, guys, to my company? And basically there was like a glitch or something that LinkedIn did, but my name, anyway, long story short, I was like, you know what? They were like, you should apologize to her. And I was like, you know what? No, she is not a big deal to me, because I should be grateful that she reached out to me to tell me this problem, because now we fixed it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just look at it that way and be grateful that she was not very nice about it, but also now I don't have to get it meaner from somebody else down the road because I'm doing something wrong on LinkedIn.
Fair. Totally fair.
Anyways, that was my thoughts for today, guys. That's my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Awesome. I definitely think you should be nicer to people. I'm in agreement. But I'm also with you. Like, I think that if somebody's helping you out, I say this all the time, you can't buy time, but you can buy help. So if you're going to buy help, then at least be nice to the people who are helping you out. And I'm the same. I don't have a cleaning lady anymore. She unfortunately decided to go on mat leave. It was a very sad day, but I did give her a bonus before she went on mat leave.
Yeah.
And every time she came over to clean my place, I literally was just helping her because I felt so bad of this poor thing. Like getting down and scrubbing my tub. I literally at one point was like, Kate, don't worry about the bathroom. I will deal with it.
So basically her coming is you cleaning.
That's
funny.
Yeah. And then at one point I was like, hey, you're getting too big to do this. What's your backup plan here? And she was like, I don't know. I felt really bad for her, but mean, it's okay because I think in the next couple of months, she's already building out a small team, and one of her team members is coming to use my place like a tester place to clean.
You're a nice lady.
Yeah. So, I mean, she's helping me out. But yes, when she was coming over for the little while before she went on mat leave, I was like, you can't do this anymore, girl. Like, I can't watch you try to get into my top and clean it.
But here's the thing. When you think about that, it's funny to think about, but in reality is she doesn't want to be risking her baby or doing that, but she has to. It's her job.
Yes.
And this is the thing. We forget that they're human sometimes.
Yeah.
Not me and you, but people. People forget that these people are human. And if you're paying somebody for a service, especially when it's a service that you don't want to do and you can afford it, people sometimes look down on that person that they're hiring to do these things, which is how the assistant work and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So this cleaning lady, you think she wanted to be 8 months pregnant, going back and forth from houses, doing this backbreaking work? My God.
Absolutely
not.
My God.
I was
part of me was like, because I met her when she had just gotten married and she was just getting into her business. And then I remember the day that she told us she was pregnant. I mostly remember because she came running into my apartment needing to use my bathroom for morning sickness. And I was like, are you going to be okay? You don't need to clean up today. I was like, if you're sick, I love you, but I need you to get out. She's like, no, I'm pregnant. I was like, oh, different sickness. I get it. But yeah, no, she's been getting good tips from me. So she started working with me. And every time she comes, I give her a little bit of extra money.
So I have been in that situation where I want to so bad based on something I've heard about in their lives or whatever. And I would stop myself. I gave myself the entire day to think about it. I would always pay her at night. And I was like, no, I can't get caught up in what's going on in her life and what I feel bad for. I can't. But what I can do is continue to do what I'm doing. So one time she came and she had fallen down and hit her head on the bathroom somehow. And as we do when we're busy people and have jobs to do, we just move on. Yeah. And she came to my house and I took one look at her and I was like, what's happening with you? Are you okay? And she goes, I don't know. I'm like, you have a black eye. And you have a little bit of a black eye and she was like bruised on her cheek. And I was like, God. And she was like, oh, I fell this morning when I was coming out of the shower and fell back and hit my head. So I think she felt like that, head inside. And I said, okay, you hit your head? And she goes, yeah, like right here, it's like a really huge bump. And I said, I'm looking at her and I was like, and you drove here? And she was like, yeah, it was weird. It was like, and every time, the more she talked, the more I was like, you need to go to an emergency room.
Yeah. You need to get checked out.
Got frustrated. So she went to lay down and fell back asleep. And she woke up and realized she was late because she came to me late. Got in her car, drove here, which is about 25 minutes on the highway. Thank God it was late and it wasn't traffic. She was like, I don't really remember. I was like, how was it driving? She goes, I don't really remember much of it. And I was like, this is the problem. Sit the hell down.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with your family? Whatever. I started getting her to talk more. And then the more she's sitting there, I could see her kind of like going in and out like this. And I was just like, you need to go to the hospital. And she refused. And the thing is, I was like, you're not cleaning my house. One, you're a liability. Okay. If you die in my house, I'm not trying to say you came here. That's number one. But two, I care about you. I want you to be okay. It was at one of those situations and I made her stay on my couch and she laid down and I was just like, my house will be fine. It could be dirty and it will stay dirty or I will clean. No, it's not worth you having this stress and having this. I need to get to Meera's house. Come on. No.
Good for you, girl.
So because you have to put yourself in this. What drives you?
Yeah, it's true. It is
right.
True. Yeah.
And so at the end, in the evening, I think she did end up going to the ER the next morning. Her husband took her, thankfully. And I told her, I was like, when I had a head injury, they were doing this and this. Make sure they give you a head scan, a CT scan. I don't care how great you are. You hit your head so bad. Let the insurance pay. Get it. Do not leave that hospital until you get it. Because when you start having residual things months later, you would at least know everything is okay. No internal bleeding. Sorry.
It's true.
So anyway, that night when I was going to pay her, I was like, she didn't work. So I shouldn't pay her. My mom, you don't have to. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to because she thought it was so important to come to my house.
Yeah.
I don't know her situation. I think she's fine. Her husband has a business. But what if this $200 that she makes is like an important? So I paid her because if that was the worry, I was going to give it to her anyway. So I'm going to give you your $220 or $250. What? I don't even know what I paid. $250. I don't know. And I'm going to give you that. And she was like, so no, why would you
Grateful.
pay me this? And I was like, because I'm calling it a sick day. Because she literally came and laid on my couch and fell asleep. She was like laying down all day while I was
Oh,
working.
poor thing.
But I know, I call them mommies. I know mommies like that. You're in your like 60s, you're working, like you're a hard worker, you've been taking care of people. I know you, I see you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to be the strong one. And that really resonated with me because of my grandma and my mom. And I was like, take them, put your feet up. Here's a blanket, please.
Yeah.
If have this as your safe space, and I'm going to go upstairs in my office and I will leave you the hell alone. I will come down for my breakfast, for my lunch.
Yeah.
And I did. I came and I checked on her and she's, oh my God, I fell asleep. I'm so sorry. And I was like, no,
Totally
stay
fine.
sleeping. I'm going to grab my food and leave. And literally, I think that action, like that, me caring about her well-being, it's my freaking house. If it's dirty, it's not going to die. That's not going to happen. But this is a human being, guys.
Yeah, I agree.
This was a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is not I acknowledge that this is not how people normally think.
Not common practice, no.
But anyway, I gave her the money because I was like, maybe it's the money and that's why she was coming. Like, I don't know. And I don't want to ask. I'm just going to give it to her and call it a wash. So I was going to give it to her anyway.
Yeah.
I just now have to clean my own house and I'm fine with that. I'll do it over the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Lovely soul. Because we're good people.
Yeah, I agree.
So anyway, be nice to your people. We're getting into, in America, we're getting our Thanksgiving on in a couple weeks. And then guys, be kind to people around you. Just, I have to tell myself this every day when I get annoyed with my son. Take a deep breath and realize that he or she or whoever's in front of you cannot control how they're acting, but you can control how you respond to it. And do yourself a favor and be kind. Bring your own heart rate level down. Do not bring your blood pressure high. Bring it down. And have a pleasant day, even if they're not.
Exactly.
You'll be better off. Trust me.
Exactly. Great.
Anyway,
Great wrap up.
Yep, that was it, guys. Those are our all over the place thoughts. Hopefully this episode resonates with you. So please share it with a friend. And of course, follow us on social media at Woke Pretty Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So you can see our beautiful faces. And obviously, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple, make sure you press that review button and give us 5 stars. And if you want to write a review, do so.
Yeah.
So we will check you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Remember, you're the heartbeat of our podcast. Your support, your comments, and your enthusiasm keeps us fired up and ready to bring you more pop culture goodness each week. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of action. We'd love to hear your thoughts, suggestions, and even your own pop culture discoveries.
Connect with us on social media at Woke and Pretty Podcast on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.